Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. There are undertones within the country concerning political realignments that are shaping up. And there are a lot of secret meetings that are held even late at night to ensure that the political class make formations. They have forgotten that there are promises that they gave to Kenyans during the 2022 campaigns. And now the main focus is on 2027, and especially those who are eyeing the most coveted house in the land, state house, are already making plans regardless of what they promised Kenyans, and their focus is on state house. And there's a lot of confusion in the country. People are asking, will Raila Amolo Odinga be still on the ballot? And if at all he won't be there, then what happens to his support base from Nyanza, Western to the coast? And people are asking whether, in the event that he's not going to contest, is he going to hand over his support base to William Samoei Ruto? And if he does that, will they listen to him wholeheartedly and vote for William Samoei Ruto? Have they sanitized him because they accused William Ruto of stealing their votes? The other confusion is within the UDA itself, because UDA is divided in the middle. There is that wing that supports William Ruto, and there is another wing that supports Rigathi Gachagua, especially those who come from Mount Kenya. And the biggest question that people are asking, will Mount Kenya this time round produce a presidential candidate? And if at all they are going to produce a presidential candidate, what is going to be the formation? Because I've had a very unfortunate argument and reasoning that there seems to be a formation like that happened in 2007, where there was that Pentagon, and there was this very, very unfortunate talk that the whole country united and ganged up against Mount Kenya when Mwai Kibaki remained alone, and most of the leaders ganged up against Kibaki. And when you look at it from all angles, you and I are not there. It is the politicians that want to dish out positions. And because I've had this conversation that Mount Kenya is not very happy with the leadership of William Samoei Ruto. And there have been undertones that they're discussing ways of how they can ditch him, on how they can produce the presidential candidate. And you see, these are street politics. Sometimes you never believe them. But Rigathi Gachagua, while hosting William Ruto, and they were was that in Kirinyaga? They were in some part of Mount Kenya, revealed that indeed there is a conversation going on within Mount Kenya, and there are leaders who are calling out very publicly or secretly that they need a formation that will favor Mount Kenya, and they want to go it alone without William Samoei Ruto. And while Rigathi Gachagua was speaking, I think he didn't realize that he just revealed too much. Because not only did he reveal that Mount Kenya is having a very serious conversation on how they can punish William Ruto in 2027, but he did also reveal that there is a WhatsApp group that they have been chatting. And according to Rigathi Gachagua, he was trying to condemn this idea of people trying to plan how to go it alone without William Ruto. And as he was revealing this, he was saying that this conversation must remain in the WhatsApp group. It must not come out. And in fact, it was very funny because I want to give you this video to listen to it. He is not condemning the idea of talking about going without William Ruto. The only thing is condemning is saying this conversation must remain in the WhatsApp group. But when you come outside here, tell your people that we are still with William Ruto. And I don't know whether I'm the one who misinterpreted or took it out of context. This speech by Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, in front of William Ruto. And these are politics of semantics, and I want to invite you to listen to the deputy president and tell me if he's not just letting the cat out of the bag. Kindly listen to him.
Sisi watu ya Mount Kenya, hii ni serikali yetu. Sisi tuliamka mapema tukainvest kwa serikali ya President William Ruto. Nimesikia viongozi wengine wamepotea wakisema ati sisi hatuwezi toka kwa serikali. Sisi tutoke kwa serikali tuende wapi? Sisi ni serikali yetu. Leo itoka ati hito. Leo itoka ati hito. I want to ask leaders not to make statements that confuse wananchi. That kind of nonsense should be contained within WhatsApp group. Mkifika hapa kwa mashinani, muongee lugha ambaye inaelekeza wananchi vizuri. Huyu ni rais wetu, ni sisi tulimchagua, tukumchagua. Tunaweza wacha hilo tulichagua? Si sisi tulimchagua? Sisi tuko kwa hii serikali bia kwa bia, tuko ndani.
I don't know whether I misinterpreted Rigathi Gachagua's speech, but don't you think he just revealed that indeed there is a conversation going on? He said there are leaders who are conversing about leaving the government. He's saying they are part of this government because they found it. They cannot go anywhere. And then when he says that I want this conversation to remain in the WhatsApp group, ladies and gentlemen, what is the other interpretation apart from the fact that we didn't know there exists a WhatsApp group, but now he says this conversation must remain in the WhatsApp group? And then, am I wrong to interpret that indeed he has given it the green light, that they can discuss it within the WhatsApp group? He did not say that they should not. He didn't say that they should stop this discussion, but rather let them discuss it in a very clandestine manner. Let them not bring it out here. So when he says let it remain within the WhatsApp group, he is in essence telling them, yes, you can go ahead and discuss and try to find out ways of going it alone without William Ruto. But what are some of these things that have really vexed Mount Kenya, that they would even want to imagine that they want to go it alone? Because when William Ruto was elected, there's this argument that Mount Kenya celebrated more than even the Rift Valley. But then they regret the fact that they were misused and they abandoned their own son, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Because I have heard the Nyeri governor, Mutahi Kahiga, saying that all these talks about shareholder that Rigathi Gachagua was talking about, the talks about, trying to persecute or mistreat Uhuru Kenyatta, all these were ideas of William Samoei Ruto to make Rigathi look bad. And people are wondering, is Rigathi a real politician? Why does he allow William Ruto to misuse him? So Mount Kenya feels very bad that they were cheated into leaving their own man. They never listened to him. In fact, all the development projects that they were promised are not coming forth. Someone is joking around that the best kind of investment that they ever got was the delicacy of meat and rice in Sagana State Lodge. There isn't those mega projects. In fact, William Ruto has been caught severally relaunching projects that had been relaunched. And therefore, the expectations were so high that William Ruto cannot realize them. The other day, they supported the Finance Bill 2023 that has now been ruled out by the courts. But in that Finance Bill 2023, it seems they didn't read. Some of their members of parliament have confessed that they didn't read it. And later, sooner than later, they started crying foul over some taxes, avocado taxes and levies that were contained in that. And therefore, they don't like it at all. Now, William Ruto added salt into injury by appointing members of the opposition into the cabinet, alias Joho, the blue economy. Then he took away the position of the finance docket, gave it to an opposition leader. He also took the docket of the Attorney General from them, and he gave it to opposition leaders. And this is something that, if you ask, because we talk to them around here, if there is something that got into their nerves, if there is something that they will never forgive William Ruto for, is taking away, their prestigious positions and gave it out to the Raila supporters. They will never forgive him for that. And because of this, they are trying to regroup. But I know one thing that is becoming a thorn in the flesh. They cannot try to get an answer to this riddle. Who will become if they so decide that they want to have their own flag bearer? Who becomes their running mate? The obvious answer is Kalonzo is being groomed to work together with Rigathi Gachagua. As to whether that will work, I don't know. I don't know whether that will work. But William Ruto seems to have realized what is happening, and that is why he rushed to pick some opposition, leaders to work with, leaders like Joho, Oparanya, Opiondai, the Attorney General, and even the Finance CS. And with that, there's this argument, like I said, that Raila might not even be on the ballot in 2027. In the event that Raila is not there, then it means he's going to support William Ruto. And I've been wondering, Mount Kenya is planning for their own candidate, and they want to go it alone because they want a revenge mission against William Ruto. In fact, even recently, the reason why Raila went into this government is because William Ruto told him, someone from the UDA, someone from Mount Kenya wants to topple my government, and that's why there are senior members of Rigathi Gachagua's staff that are being investigated. So they want a revenge mission, and William Ruto has seen it from far. Ile tunasema tumewaonea kando ya 18. He saw this coming. And there is going to be that formation from Mount Kenya. Another formation with William Ruto, Raila, and Mudavadi is also going to be there. But there's another formation of Gen Z, if you ask me, and Gen Zs would want to understand who they can confront William Ruto and maybe that formation. The question is, even if will they manage? Because the reason I'm asking, after Raila got to bed with the government, even the demonstrations that we were told Gen Zs are leaderless and partyless, Raila got into that, and that is how the demonstrations were weakened. I'm not saying that it didn't take place, but the magnitude is not as in the first place when Raila was told, stay at bay, but support it. And he told them, you've asked me to stay in the periphery, but I will still support you. It was very tight, and William Ruto was tensed, and that is why he even abandoned the Finance Bill 2024. That is why the Inspector General resigned, the former Inspector General, Koome. That is why William Ruto dissolved his cabinet. But as we speak, the demonstrations have been weakened. That makes me wonder, even if Gen Zs will go and they want to present their own candidate, will it work? Because this time round, it seems Gen Zs are not leaderless and they are not partyless. Because it seems that the Gen Zs who were part of Raila's formation decided to withdraw, and they are no longer there. The same Gen Zs, after some of their people were elected, appointed into the cabinet, saying, hakuna maandamano hapa. They said there will never be maandamano. From Kakamega to Homa Bay to Coast, they said, now we no longer want maandamano. And I was wondering, these people said they are leaderless and they are partyless. But why is it that when ODM members have been appointed to the cabinet, they no longer want to go to the streets? Not all of them, but some of them. And that makes me wonder whether they can go for it. They are still clapping for William Samoei Ruto, the same person they said is the worst president. So I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto has the support base of Oparanya. Let's say, for example, Oparanya, Mudavadi, Wetangula, Atwoli. Western is locked, if you ask me. And then in Nyanza, Raila is there with all the John Buddies and Opio and Eyes, and it means that Nyanza is now supporting him. In the coast, Abdul Swamad and Joho and all that, and they are supporting. So William Ruto has the machinery, and with that support base, it goes without saying that he might win it. I don't know. But then, ladies and gentlemen, Gachagua has just revealed that not only are they considering ditching Ruto, but they're discussing it very seriously in a WhatsApp group, that he doesn't want this to come out of the WhatsApp group. I don't know. Help me interpret Rigathi Gachagua's statement. That's my take.